Hello, my name is HQ of HQ Reacts. Welcome to my channel. Please do me a favor. Hit the like button, share the stream, and click the notification button for new content.
Hello, everybody. Hello. This is HQ in the house, right? This is a long time where we were having the Letters to My Marriage show. And the Letters to My Marriage is where we read letters, read off information from people who have written about their marriage, and we have discussions about it. We can open a panel and people can come up and talk about the marriage that they have and talk about the letter that we read. So we start off with saying, why is marriage important? Marriage is important for several reasons, a lot of reasons. I don't know, maybe marriage changed as to why it's important these days, because I had a discussion with somebody the other day, and they were saying marriage is not important to them because they can do everything without being married. They can live, raise children, do everything else for why they don't need to get married, right? And there's several reasons. I think there's several reasons, personal, social, economic reasons as to why it's important to get married. And it depends on your, beliefs and values and goals and the things you want to achieve in this life, with a marriage, right? And one of the things is being emotional and a personal stability for another person and children. Marriage can provide a strong sense of security and love and belonging, right? When two people commit to building a life together, it creates that emotional stability, mental, physical, a sense that somebody else has your back through life's ups and downs. It often depends on their trust, connection, because both partners have to be committed. Both partners choose to face all of these challenges together as a team instead of being single, right? And then another reason why people get married is because of family. Marriage is traditionally and has been seen as the foundation for family life, right? It helps create a stable environment for children, raising children, functioning together emotionally, financially, socially. And it connects families together, two families together, and it often strengthens community bonds, and it offers a broad range of support from different people, mother, father, grandmother, aunts, uncles, that kind of thing, right? And it's also a legal benefit to being married too. I hear a lot of people say, no, it's not. There's no legal benefit to being married. From a practical standpoint, yes, it is, right? Marriage carries all the real world benefits, shared health care, life decisions, taxes, inheritance, easier decision making when it's about a family, medical emergency, financial, burdens, right? Married couples also pool their resources to get more, to build wealth together, to support children and through unemployment and economic hardship. There's reasons to be married, legal reasons, financial reasons to be married. It's a good thing to be married. And it's a symbol of commitment and partnership, right? Beyond the love and the marriage and everything else, it presents a united front, a promise, a commitment, a form of acknowledgement that this person is the person that I choose to represent me, represent marriage, and we invest in the future together. This seeing two people married solidifies and tells other people that this is a solid foundation with accountability for each other, with shared purpose for each other, right? Marriage is a sign and a symbol of commitment with each other. It means we are committed to being faithful, committed to being just, committed to being in all of these areas, bad and good, together. That's a commitment that it shows. And spiritually as well. Excuse me, I'm catching a cold. For a lot of people, marriage carries religious and cultural significance. It can symbolize spirituality, spiritual union, unity, or the fulfillment of a cultural expectation. For others, it's a way to honor family traditions or create a legacy that continues across generations, right? So these are reasons for why marriage is important, right? And so on this kind of day, we go over letters that we receive and then see if we can give them real world answers to the letters that we receive. This is called Letters to My Marriage. Yes, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. So, and people can come up and chime in if they want to come up and chime in. That'd be amazing to the show. You don't have to. You can listen, not listen, hear, not hear. I can do it all on my own. You know that. Okay. So, letter number 1. I hate my unemployed husband. The title is self-explanatory, right? The husband has been unemployed for a year. He didn't start looking for a job for over 6 months of that period. I'm working full-time, plus 3 side jobs. We have a 20-month-old son in full-time daycare. My husband does not consistently cook or clean or really do anything at all. Does anything he says he's going to do. Doesn't. I'm at the end of my rope, and I can't think of him with anything other than rage. I don't even know why I'm writing this post, according to her. I'm just so angry with him, I don't know where else to turn. He's not open to talking and gets defensive whenever I try to bring up the fact that he needs to get a job. We live in a very HCOL area, and I am alone. Okay, first thing I would say is don't kill him. Don't kill him. So I think he's probably depressed and needs some kind of help, medication wise or some kind of counseling as soon as possible. Okay. No. Maybe once, maybe I don't know when people say medicated, when people say, some kind of depression pill, I don't know. Maybe you should try it and see. You don't know what a person is going through unless they talk to you about it. And if they don't talk to you about it, then you don't know. Some people don't want to talk about it. Some people don't think that there's anything wrong. A person that otherwise worked and now they don't work and they're depressed and they're not getting off their Yahoo to work, something obviously wrong. Okay. Maybe medication and counseling may help. We don't know. Another thing I would have to ask is, why is your son in daycare when he's at home? Okay. So he won't even take care of his child. Okay. Something definitely is wrong. Your child is in daycare. He's not working. What is he doing all day? Is he looking for a job? It's a different story if you're looking for a job. And honey, hey, I need somebody to watch the baby while I go and look for a job. But he's not saying that. He's not working. Okay. Here's the thing. So maybe he's choosing not to get a job. Then he can take care of the kid if he's choosing not to get a job. Okay? If he's not willing to help around the house with cooking, cleaning, and doing all that, then something is beyond wrong. Maybe you need to kick him out. Threaten to kick him out. I don't know. We just don't know. But there needs to be a deep conversation. And then there needs to be steps, active steps to, progress. He doesn't want to go to a counseling. He doesn't want to go X, Y, and Z. He doesn't want to take medication. Then there's an issue. An issue beyond just not working. Because I would come to him like this. Look, you want to be, we want to get you on the right track to working. Please tell me how I can help you. Do you feel like working? Are you upset that you're not working? What is the deal? But we cannot allow them to just sit and not do anything. Okay? And now you resent him not working. Okay? Get some counseling first. Okay? Get some counseling. And if you have issues beyond him working, you can address those. And then maybe he'll be open to taking the medication after 2 or 3 times with the counselor. But sitting there and resenting him, resenting that he doesn't work is not helping. And hopefully it's because he did not work that you're angry with him. Hopefully it's not something else. If it's something else, you haven't presented that in the letter, so I can't help you with that. But my recommendation is see if you can get into counseling, even 1 or 2 sessions where the doctor kicks him in the katukas. Might help. Letter number 2. I'm pregnant and I was happy in my marriage until I started to notice my husband has always invalidated me. He's more quiet and I took that as his personality, but now I'm tired and more laid back. I notice that he never asks me questions. He never initiates intimacy. When I express my thoughts or my interest, he doesn't respond. And when he does, he invalidates me in different ways. Most of our relationship has been engaging with his interest, encouraging him in his hobbies, being a companion to him. I have talked to him about what I noticed since I started noticing this, and obviously he says that I'm wrong. I used to be so loud and always ask him questions and engage in debates to defend my ideas, but know that I have seen who he truly is. Now that I've seen who he truly is, I have withdrawn completely, and obviously that I have been overcompensating and pushing his relationship by myself, forcing an emotional and physical intimacy that only goes one way. He doesn't reciprocate. I really don't know who I married. I don't think he can change because he doesn't see anything wrong. Wow. You say he invalidates you. How does he invalidate you? By not engaging with your personality? That kind of does that, but you also have to get into deeper personality issues. He may just be a person that doesn't express themselves. He may just be one of those people that sits in the corner and lets the world pass him by. You have to find out why he is the way he is. You have to find out why he feels as though he doesn't have to engage in the marriage. I remember having a conversation with this gentleman saying, and he said, men don't really want to talk to women. They really don't want to have a conversation with you. They just want to have sex with you, and they want to be vagina adjacent. This is that particular aspect, or this is that particular problem. When a person, not just a man, when a person or a man is in the relationship and they just let a person do whatever they want to do without any really pushback, as long as you don't bother me, you can do whatever you want to do. It's not really a relationship, is it? It's not really engaging in a relationship. So therefore, the relationship is doomed to fail. Specifically, if you're one of those people that need conversation with your spouse, that need them to engage in your life. Nobody can sit back and expect a relationship to continue to be good or productive if you don't engage with the person. If I tell you I need this kind of engagement, it doesn't mean pull back and say I'm not finna engage. And nobody's saying here's a difficult thing for people to admit sometimes that they married the wrong person. Sometimes it's difficult to admit that you married a person that is not for you. You're a really boisterous person, but I'm not. You're a person that loves to talk, but I'm not. You're a person that likes to engage with deep and meaningful conversations, and I'm not. There's nothing wrong with saying I married the wrong person. The whole point is to recognize it early enough where you don't get married before you get married. You want to recognize it before you get married. But sometimes you don't. This person, I definitely know this person is not my type person. This person says X, Y, and Z. You never know. You never know. Can you live with this person the way they are? Can you live with them speaking the way they speak or not speaking? These are all the things that you have to figure out when you marry a person that doesn't like to engage with you. Why did they marry you? If they didn't like to engage with you, why did they want to get into a whole full-blown commitment with you and they really didn't want to be engaged with you in this way? Once they got married, 2 or 3 years down the line, they stopped talking to you. They start conversing with you. They start all of these things. There's an issue somewhere. Depression. They don't want to be married to you. They found out they married the wrong person. It's many things which have to be addressed. Because you want to straighten these things out at the beginning of being married to a person. Because if you don't straighten them out at the beginning, they're just going to fester. Let me get along to get along. Let me not say nothing to get along. Nobody wants to be in a relationship 10 years in, and all of a sudden he walks out the door and you don't know why he walks out the door. In the beginning, there was a problem. I saw the problem, but I didn't address it because I was scared he was going to leave me. Now you're in the middle of having 5 kids and he walks out the door, or you're in the middle of 5 kids and he's cheating. All different things that need to be addressed before we get into the middle of everything. Find out what type of person you're involved with. And the only way to do that is there's testing and markers in relationships. If I know I'm one of those people that like to talk and my person doesn't like to talk, we're going to have to find out why. What's going on? Can I get you to engage? I can't get you to engage. You don't want to. You married me and now you shut down. Oh, no. This is why it's important to have an engagement. This is why it's important to be a fully functioning adult, specifically over the age of 25, where you've had the experience enough to know what you like and what you don't, what your communication style is, what communication style can you live with. This is the most depressing thing ever. I'm married to you 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, and all of a sudden you say I'm not the one that you wanted to really marry. Happens all the time. But we're trying to get to the point where we know this, or look at the red flags before you marry the person. Look at the red flags when you're married to a person early. Because there's nothing like being married 20 years and then you think, damn, she ain't been happy all these years. She been lying to me. Letter number 3. Is it normal to stay in a marriage that you know won't last forever, but you have kids? So my husband of 4 years has an online addiction to messaging women online inappropriate things, and some of the women he actually had sexual relationships with. Whoa, whoa. Not sure if he actually physically cheated, but this has happened throughout the whole marriage and dating. And he keeps saying he just has an online impulse and he wants to stay married to me and not get a divorce. At this point, I'm pregnant and expecting our first child, and I'm planning an exit route. I'm going to go back to school and then become an RN and leave him. Wow. I know this isn't my forever person because I don't want to grow old with him. Is this normal or unhealthy? I told him we will always be family, just not have a romantic relationship with each other. Damn. I'm completely turned off by him. Wow. I'm completely turned off by him, and I do not want to have a physical relationship with him, nor do I even want to be friends with him. Betrayal after betrayal, I just can't look at him the same. Woo. Here's the thing. You know he's online cheating. Or I assume that's online cheating. Is he online cheating? Okay. Is that cheating? You're online. I mean, I understand wanting to be in a better financial position before you leave. I get all that. But this is not manageable. This is not. Okay. It takes a long time for one thing to go to school, get a nursing degree, do all of the things that you have to do, and then be economically viable in order to take care of yourself. So you're staying until you get done with this nursing degree. So you're willing to put up with all of this. Okay. So either way, it's a living situation, separation that you want to have. Sounds good in theory, but is he willing to do that? Okay. Because he's going to resent, or you're going to resent, or maybe you're past it. Maybe you're past feeling anything for this husband. Okay. But here's the answer to your question. Wait a minute. The answer to your question was, is it normal to stay in a marriage that you know won't last forever because you've had kids? To answer your question, yes. There's lots of people, many people who stay in unhappy marriages because they can't afford to leave. But it's not normal. It's not a normal thing. Many people do it, but it's not a normal thing. It's just a fact of this society that we live in. And no one can really change it. It just depends on you and him. Is he out of love with you? Are you out of love with him? You say he still wants the marriage to work. I don't know whether that's going to work for him, you sticking around just to be a roommate and using him to go to school through school. I don't know. But most of us got to do the best with the situation that we got. We just got to do the best with what we got. But if you said that to me, what you said to your husband, if you said what you said to your husband, I, as the husband, would leave. I'd give you an amicable divorce and then I move on. You both deserve happiness, and your kids would probably thrive if they saw you happy. See, and this was another question that I have to people. When we get online, we always push marriage. We push happiness, we push all of that. I'm not one of those people, and I'm not going along with that. I'm not going along with stay married just to be staying married because I got kids. Because no kid deserves to be in a relationship where I'm looking at you mean, I'm not talking to you, you're not talking to me, we fighting every time the kids ain't in the room. No, that's not a healthy relationship for a kid. The healthiness of the relationship is seeing two parents co-parent constructively. Him not denigrating me not denigrating him. We both getting along amicably when we're together. So we show the kids how it's done, how it is to co-parent with some semblance of dignity, right? I'm never going to advocate you staying together because of the kids, because there's always burn that happens and those kids know you can't stand each other. Okay. Most people don't, a kid will find out. A kid feels it. Okay. A kid feels it. And her husband is and this person's husband is an addictive porn person. A porn person that's addicted to porn. So if he continues to disrespect you and he keeps giving you excuses, you're staying there anyway. You're putting up with it anyway. Put up with it until you get done with schooling, if that's what you want to do. Okay. Yes, he's addicted to porn. Hey, Zeus, how you doing?
Hello, beautiful. How you doing? You doing okay?
I'm fine. What's going
Hey,
on
hey,
with?
hey, hey, hey! Don't get aggressive. Don't get aggressive. Bring it down. Bring it down. I was in church today and had the phone on, and you was just cussing up a storm. Jesus told me, "Hey, turn that off. Turn that off."
Was I cussing? What?
You was on fire. You belong with Black America. Anyway, which one you want to hear about?
This
You want to
last.
do the, you want to do
This.
the one we're on now?
Yeah, we do this one. Yeah.
So I coach some men, and
Mm-hmm.
they do have addiction problems, and
Right.
they manifest all different ways. And addictions are coping mechanisms.
Right.
So you can't make somebody do something they don't want to do or it isn't in their wheelhouse.
Right.
And if you're 100% in that area, aka you're a chatterbox, you like to talk and you like to go super deep,
Right.
you need somebody who got a pair of ears. You can't have somebody who want to go super deep and go. It's when I was in a grad school, you meet a lot of people who want to talk, and
Mm-hmm.
then they want to go the other way. Well, what if this happened and that didn't and you just end up in these 3-hour conversations on everything.
Right.
You can't be married to somebody like that.
Right.
You just wearing it down.
Right.
I think he doesn't. What I put in the chat is they don't have a model.
Right.
And
I
when you
read.
have a model, I'll give examples. You and I go over to an older couple's house. We only been doing it for a little bit, but they've been doing it for a long time.
Right. Okay.
And they'll tell you some of the things you're doing. Hey, instead of you working 3 jobs, why don't you work 2 jobs? Instead of him doing this, why don't he pick up the slack on this? Take off, and then they kind of help you organize. And they say, you know what? Why don't you write it down and bring it to us? They're not telling you to write it down. They put it in as a suggestion. I'm a big fan of writing stuff out because when it's in your head, you can always say, "Oh, I forgot."
Mm.
And she had a couple of jobs, right?
Right. She said she had 3 jobs. No. I mean, yeah, she had
Or
3
was that
jobs.
the
How
good
many
lady
jobs?
before?
No. This is the lady. She said, yeah, she's the one with 3 jobs. No,
Okay.
no, that's the one before. The one before. This
And I
lady right here
apologize.
doesn't have a job. This lady right here doesn't have a bigger job. She's going to school, nursing school. She wants to go to nursing school. Okay.
Right. Her plan is she just had a baby, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's evil. He's turned out evil. He got all these things wrong with him. But you had a baby with him. And when this is when I say people want to
She's
have
about to have the
kids.
baby. She's about to have the baby. She's about to have the baby. Yes. Yes.
So
Okay.
she's not pregnant?
Yes, she's pregnant. She's about to have the
Then
baby.
why did you stop just to say that? What are you doing?
Okay. Okay.
Holy moly, you're gonna make me cuss. Anyway, my point is When she having the baby, she probably having a lot of doubts. She's second guessing a lot of her world. She want to bring the baby into this perfect world, and she's finding everything that's wrong and it's not perfect.
Right.
He's probably at a situation too where he don't know what to do. He don't have any guidance, and he doesn't understand. There are groups that Black America run, that I run, where other men can tap in, and other men will correct their behavior.
Okay.
That's what they need. Because then, oh, well, why don't you do this? Okay, cool. Well, why don't you do that? Okay, you don't have to do this, but here's a good element to add.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And when a man corrects your behavior, it's long lasting.
Okay.
Because now you start remember, okay, I need to do, okay, I need to stop wearing t-shirts. I need to stop wearing, as I say all the time, there's a really good Tony Soprano snippet where he is telling the guy to take off his baseball hat in the restaurant. And he just tells the guy, hey, we're not serving hot dogs in the restaurant. And I just thought that was genius, because taking off the hat elevates the dinner. But guys, we don't know that until somebody tells us.
Right.
You want to go to dinner, HQ? Can I take you to dinner? Just we role playing. Don't start cussing. Yeah. Don't start cussing. Can I take you to dinner?
Yes, thank you. Where are we going?
So I pick you up. You gonna dress up.
Right.
Okay, I'm wearing a t-shirt and a shirt, and I said I'm gonna take you to dinner. You ain't got to worry about nothing. I'm gonna pay for it, but the whole thing is lost.
Right. Because I'm gonna look you up and down. I'm gonna look you up and down and say, where you said going out to dinner.
Right, and I'm telling you, guys have to be taught that. As basic as that is, guys have to be taught that.
So how would you in a group, if she said you got to go get some help, and he comes to you being a porn addict, what advice would you give this young man right here before he loses his marriage?
So I don't think it's him that needs help. I think the whole system needs help. She's got to get somebody to support her. He's got to get somebody to support him, and he's got to get an accountability partner. AKA, he has to see that as a problem. And then every time he does that, he has to call so-and-so, hey, I did this. He has to start owning it. And then eventually when you own it, it's kind of like finding a weed in your backyard. You can pull the top off, but it's going to grow back. You want to get down to the bottom and see what the triggers are. See what does it mean to you when you're doing that? Why are you doing that?
There you go. Interesting. Yes. Hey. And she wants to stay with him until she earns her degree. What would you recommend her staying, or would you recommend her? Wait a minute. She's at the end of her rope. She's at the end of her rope. She's ready to walk out.
She's not at the end of her rope. What she's saying is she doesn't have the tools for the situation. That's what she's saying. Because even if she left and she thinks she can do it all on her own, it's going to be 10 times harder than what she think it is.
Yes.
And that road to go where she's trying to go is just going to be harder. She's going to get somebody new. It's going to be, rainbow butterflies and rainbows. And then she's going to be in the same situation because she didn't fix the root issue.
Ouch. Go ahead on. So I say to her, you all need to get more tools in your toolbox. And you're frustrated right at the end of your rope, but you're not at the end of your rope. She says, won't last forever. She said, this relationship won't last forever. That's a terrible statement to make, though. Is it normal to stay in a relationship if you know it's not going to work? Address that question.
So I'm going to share something, and this is my philosophy and my philosophy only. I don't believe in marriage, and I don't believe in divorce. So if somebody's already married, then it's your job to figure it out.
Okay.
If you're divorced, don't lose the lesson.
Right.
So they're already married, and she's very hormonal. She's been carrying this, and when you're a pregnant woman working extra jobs, you can never get enough help.
Yeah, you're right.
So that's where her headspace is. And she doesn't have anybody that she can just let the water out. You know, it's at a boiling point right now, but just let it out.
Right.
I have some crazy ideas. Excuse me. I have friends for 20 years. They just let me say my crazy idea. Excuse me. And then once I get out, I was like, oh, that shit won't work. And then I start figuring out better ways to do it, but I had to get it out of my head. If I sit in the house alone, and especially C-19 made us like this, when you put somebody in quarantine, they don't become better people. So there's a lot of groups online of struggling mothers,
Right.
of women that want to learn how to be better wives, better work wives, better moms. It's all those groups are there. You just have to reach out to those groups.
Right.
As I said, there's a website called Meet Up.
Yeah.
MEET.com. I mean, up.com. And it's an amazing site for like just getting connected to people.
Meet up, validating yourself on this planet, even if you don't have anybody else. It's called meetup.com. Meetup.com. Go ahead on. Letter number 3. Why do some married people still seek validation or attention from others outside their marriage? My sister-in-law is married, but in a long-distance marriage. And I've been noticing things that feel wrong to me. She purposely goes outside when the neighbor comes outside. She dresses up more than usual when she's expecting to see him. And she even finds excuses to go and borrow things from him and cross his path. She once told me he was looking at me, not you. And she gets jealous if he gives attention to me instead of her. Her husband is a good man. I feel like this behavior is disrespectful to her husband. But maybe I'm judging her too harshly. Maybe this kind of attention seeking is normal or harmless. So I'm asking, do people seek validation outside their marriage? Zeus?
I think the machine that we're in right now, we all want attention. And I've noticed, I used to be with somebody who, if they couldn't get good attention, they would accept bad attention.
Right.
Like, we were peaceful, we were having a dinner, everything was nice, but they had to make a ruckus. They had to add some toxicity to it. But it wasn't a deep pool. It was a slow entrance into the deep waters.
It usually starts with that insecurity, though, where they don't believe they're enough unless others confirm that they're enough.
Correct.
You may. A lot of people grew up with the conditional. Wait a minute. You grew up with conditional love. The person to love you put parameters on why they loved you, and you figured that out. Learning that approval had to be earned, so they kept doing things to earn that approval. They kept doing things to earn that love. And as an adult, they grow up. So it's an insecurity thing. It's almost I'm not saying all people.
It is. It's a good way to put it. That's Pavlov's dog. You ring the bell and the dog starts salivating. Yeah.
It's an insecurity piece, because it's you don't know it. But we as a person, if you come across this,
that raspy voice is sexy as hell. That raspy voice make me want to choke the shit out of you.
I can't help it. I get a cold when the weather changes, and it just comes on me. Thank you. But I think it's an insecurity thing. So what do they do? If you're married to that person, what do you do?
Well, there's a couple of things that's going on right there. So one of the things is they didn't grow up with a father. And when I say that, people will say, I had a father. It has to be an active father. So a father's job is to tell you, hey, we ain't doing that.
Right.
Hey, bring that down. A dad's job is to make it black and white. Mom's job is to say, hey, you know what? That didn't work out this time, but we're going to try again. That's mom's job, to smooth the edges out. The dad has to tell you what's respectful.
Right.
Hey, when I come in this house, this is what I want. This is what I expect. And when, you know, a lot of times what I find with females is that they like to swim in, you know, they like walk around the lake where the alligators are, and they swear the alligators won't get them. And I keep telling them, you know, no matter how big the bed is, if you're in the bed with the devil, he gonna get you. But I just noticed that female mind will keep resisting, and I'm gonna do what I want. You can't tell me what to do, even if it's said very nicely, because they haven't had that coaching from the start.
See, when you have the self, when you lack self-trust and you doubt your own value unless somebody confirms that, you have you're going to have rejection, that jealousy piece that she's talking about, that deep rejection, or that you feel rejected when another person has their attention. And that's a part of that insecurity.
Yes, I agree.
The slight that you feel, the slight that she feels when he talks to somebody else, even though he's not your husband, he's not even related to you. You inside yourself, it's just like you're in a whole nother world. That's a dangerous place. That's a dangerous place for a human being to be. I seen that in that Alicia, what's her name? Aisha Curry.
Yes.
That's a
you know her name. Don't act like you don't know her. You know
no,
her.
no, I couldn't figure out how to pronounce it. Aisha Curry. That's a part of what she has. Remember before he got famous, she was fat. Before he got famous, she was fat.
There's another word you use.
What?
You don't use a word. You didn't say fat, but it's kind of that fluffy, full figured.
Well, we could say full figured.
No. I'm good with fat, but I'm saying when a lot of women look in the mirror, they don't see fat, and that's how she looked like she had food in her mouth all the time.
This was before he became really.
I remember seeing her.
You know, and that feeling, I bet you she's never addressed why she even went the way she went, why she even gained the weight that she gained, and what happened when she lost it. And then she came on the internet and said what she said. Because even then, she was just a little bit
chunky. That's the word I want to say.
She was a little bit chunky when she said that one thing. That one thing about I'm kind of jealous when other people talk to him. You see the pattern. It's an insecurity, and it's an insecurity where this person needs validation. And hopefully she got some kind of help, but I don't know, because she came back on here and she said what she said regarding her needing to not want to be married. I don't think maybe that's related to it, but I think maybe she got help. Some people reached out to her, but that's a classic example.
What are you doing? You know she ain't getting no goddamn help. You know that, don't you say that?
But they got enough money to.
No, she got enough money, but the core thing is. So let me.
Yeah, well, the core thing is still that insecurity. So
right, but she's manifesting that in the children as well. So let me just rewind the tape a little bit. They have a daughter, and I want to say the daughter's name is Riley. Riley was at the press conference, and she was cute as a button. Like when you see those little mixed kids, and you go, "I want one of those." Right. That was her.
Right.
He was having a press conference, and he was like, "Hey, be quiet right now." And she was just sassy. You ain't gonna tell me what to do. I talk when I want it. That's the mama. She acting just like the mom. There's nobody saying, because the dad's not home. He's out making millions. She's not trying to discipline the daughter to say, hey, stay in your place, because she doesn't stay in her place. She's always wanted more. If you ever look at the Curry, the wife is fighting the community so nobody else can live there except them. They doing this whole, she raising hell wherever she goes. I'm going to get off of Ayesha Curry, and I'm gonna give you an example. I was just at a cheerleading competition, and there
Mm-hmm.
was a mixed girl at the cheerleading competition,
Okay.
and she was doing the solo. She did the solo part. So there's probably 15, 20 people in solo.
Oh, okay.
They was on level 3. She was on level 10 plus.
Mm.
You talking about somebody doing flips,
Mm-hmm.
hitting, landing their flips, hitting
Mm-hmm.
their thing, their music being on point, looking professional, everything. But she had that banshee hair, and she didn't have the personality
Mm.
off the field. She had everything on the field,
But not off the field.
but
Okay.
she didn't have that refinement.
Right.
And if you look at, my point is, if you look at Ayesha Curry, she's
Mm-hmm.
had modeling gigs. She's had tryouts to get into things when she was
Mm-hmm.
younger,
Right.
but she was a little bit chunky.
Yeah.
She didn't know when to be quiet. They wanted to give her a B role, but she wanted the A role. AKA, she could have been in the background and built her resume, but she didn't want to do that. If you look at the commercial she got, where she got deflective acknowledgement, that means, hey, if your husband's in the commercial, we'll do the commercial with you as well. And it was for a blender. Well, she tried to star stage the whole commercial. Well, what happens is that company does the commercial, they take it as a loss, and they're like, yeah, we're not going to do business anymore. Nobody does repeat business with her. Nobody does repeat business with Marcos. If you think of a star, you think of repeat business.
Mm. See, I didn't know all that about her. I don't know her. I haven't really, studied her all that long. I've only seen controversy whenever she speaks, but it's a bad thing. It's a bad look when you get out there and you seeking validation from other human beings instead of getting the validation inside of yourself. You're seeking, and you got a husband. Whew.
Did you see her mom? Did you see what her mom did?
I don't know anything about the whole family. Why? What's wrong with the mom?
So Marcos, who's married to Prince Henry, said, I didn't even know who he was. You mean the guy walking around with 12 bodyguards?
Mm.
You mean the guy whose family they can't all get on the same plane? That guy?
Wow.
So Ayesha Curry was like, yeah, he was never nothing. No, he got her because she was plump. That's the word I want to use. She was plump. She was chunky.
Mm-hmm.
He got her. His hair, he couldn't even comb his hair back then. And he started playing basketball. His dad was a pro athlete. So his dad and mom were married. His mom divorced his dad to be with one of his friends.
What?
Her husband, Ayesha Curry's husband, Stephen
Right.
Curry,
Yes.
mom,
Uh-huh.
divorced the dad, who's a legendary pro basketball player,
Wow.
to be with one of his friends. And when she came to the game, she didn't know how to sit down at the game and be in the background. She got the new extensions in her hair that go down to her ankles.
This is Steph Curry's mom.
Steph Curry's mom came all to the court. And I just think personally, if you're a parent and your kid's in the limelight, you don't have to be in the limelight. It's better for you, especially when you're going through anything that's got to do with the family. Stay in the background.
I did not know that because I don't know I don't know Steph Curry's family life or anything at all. I had no idea that he was going on like that. Oh wow.
Yeah, he's got a brother who plays pro basketball. His dad was a legendary pro basketball player, so they know what they're doing when it comes to being a pro athlete.
Mm-hmm. 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 See, the thing is, it doesn't matter how much money you make. There's still always an element that may be missing. You may be born into a family that has money. It doesn't matter. We all have issues and problems when it comes to having relationships or internally. You never know. You can have all the validation in the world, all the mom and the dad and everything else, and you still come up short. You still feel like you're nothing, right?
Yes.
Now, Steph Curry seems like he's a very, I don't know, put together person. You know what I'm saying? He seems like every time I see him, he's with his kids. Why is it I always see him with the kids, but I never see her with the kids?
Dun dun dun.
I mean, they're always at the meetings, the basketball meetings in the car. He's doing videos with them in the car. Why is it you never see the wife doing those kind of things? Unless I'm just missing it. And see, that's a red flag right there too, right? There's a red flag there too. Okay. She's pulled herself back. It's like she's pulled herself back from being married to him. She has to get out of the line. She has to get out of the light. It's like she doesn't want to show herself. At least that's what it seems to me. That's
no. And I think it's very good. I think that's part of the female energy that you and Glorious were talking about, where you guys can pick up on something. You might not know 100% what you're picking up on, but you know something's there.
Well, the minute I saw him in the car without those kids, with the kids, he's singing and he's doing things with Riley and the other baby. As soon as I saw that, I was like, "Where's the wife? Is there videos of her doing this?" And then I never seen any videos of her doing this. So what's going on?
So to me, a lot of these. So I've been going to Target and other like medium to high end stores, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed there's a lot of young women with kids in baby strollers, and I can tell they don't know what they're doing, but they just wandering around.
Don't get me started about these young kids having babies and don't know how to raise children. Please.
And I don't want to get into it either, but I noticed a lot of people, and kind of what I was hearing in my ear was, oh, he gave me the credit card and he's okay with me picking up a few things. But those few things always get extravagant. I think I sent you one about the black couple, and the lady bought the stove and then she bought something else and then she kept buying stuff, and he was like, hey, we can't be doing this.
Right.
And she was busy fighting him versus listening.
Oof. It's like, look, I'm not telling people the goal is to be married. The goal is to be married. It is. But some of y'all don't have no kind of tools to be married. And you already starting behind the 8 ball. You're starting behind the 8 ball, and it's going to fail if you don't recognize that you need tools to be married. Remember a long time ago before people got married, they had to go see a counselor, or they had to go see the pastor or somebody.
They had to do some steps. They had to do right, I got you.
Right. People skip those steps. And I would recommend that you go back to those steps of what people used to go to your priest or a counselor or a clergy or therapy and talk through what it's like and what you need to do in order to be married. Because a lot of people don't know what to do and how to do. They done had babies already. They think they grown. And they think, oh, well, marriage is just another extension. It's more of a headache. This is how people fail. If you don't have role models, you don't have tools to figure out how to get through communication issues, get through jealousy issues, get through insecurity issues. You
recognize when you're doing too much, finding other ways to say it.
Right.
I bust in the room and you late for work. I bust in the room and I yell at you, get up, you got to go to work. That's not productive. Yeah. Everything is right. But I realize, ooh, you late for work. I go down, I get the coffee, I knock on the door and I say, hey, baby, I know you're running late. What can I do to help you? Here's some coffee. Right. It's a different result, but you have to be around people that's been in the game.
Right.
And you can always circle back.
Right.
Hey, you know what, HQ, when I was talking to you earlier, I recognized from the look on your face, I probably was inappropriate.
Right.
So come here. And then I give you a hug and I put my hands around your neck. And then I would say, How can I approach that better? And I let you walk me through how you want to be talked to.
Right. Right. It's like it's like in a relationship and in a marriage, it's like your internal processes override what you need to think of you as a we. Specifically women. Men will carry on and trudge through and try to get through it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Men will try to get through it. Women, they're going to let that internal dialogue steer them wrongly or rightly, however it needs to be done. And I think it's more important when a woman recognizes there's issues, she recognizes that maybe she has issues, mommy issues, daddy issues, and then you get help.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to somebody. Talk to a couple that is in the church. Go to the church and talk to a pastor. Go to counseling online, wherever you are, however people do it. But just don't walk into a relationship and say, I got it. And and there's red flags in your mind, in your own red flag. Because some of us don't want to recognize our own red flags.
I think that's golden what you just said right there, recognizing your own red flags, your own trigger points. And also, I'm gonna tell you right now, I'll be with you a whole year in the house and won't talk to you.
Me too.
Right? I'll be in the closet just reading books.
But I know that's wrong.
No, but see, that's okay. Okay, you know that's wrong. So how did you fix it? Besides having 8 kids, because you can't hide from kids.
But see,
You playing hide and seek your whole life when you got kids.
here's the thing. That's a whole nother story. But I recognized early on that I was one of those people that I didn't need other people to validate me. And so therefore I thought I didn't need other people to engage in that way. I recognized that in myself. I recognized that was a red flag right off the bat.
Uh-huh.
You're not a person that is in this relationship by yourself. You have to engage with the other person, the husband, the partner, whoever. You have to engage more than saying I'm an island and I can do it on my own. And that's a lot of training from being married. That's a lot of training from seeing women do things on their own, thinking I can do everything on my own. I had to get out of that mindset.
Mm-hmm.
And say to myself, yes, I do need my husband. I do need that partner. I do need that board, that sounding board. And their counseling might be better than my own. So get out of my head and express myself, because I'm doing everything and thinking I can stand over here by myself. And I really cannot if I want this marriage to work. And I recognized early that I had red flags, not red flags in terms of it would be detrimental if I turned around right now, but it would be detrimental if I did not turn around and recognize I had a partner and I couldn't be silent. I could sit in a room and not talk to a person. I could be in a house and not talk to a person for a long time. I recognized that wasn't a good thing. That wasn't a good thing if I was in a marriage. Why wouldn't I want to talk to my spouse? Why wouldn't I want to have a conversation with her? That was something in me. Something about me said something about me that I didn't want to engage in a marriage or relationship. So that was all me. I had to fix it. I had to fix it.
See, and I appreciate you being transparent on that, because I think one of the questions in the earlier letter, and we don't have to go the whole letter, but is the men not engaging in conversation?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The first one, the first letter. Yeah.
A lot of times when we going back and forth with women, I didn't really recognize it because I grew up with 7 Black women. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. But you guys mature socially faster than we do. So when we had 5, you had 12. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. When we turn 12, you guys are 18. Yeah. So a lot of times the way conversations go, we just get lost in the sauce. And I want to give Black America some credit, because he was just like, we can't outtalk you. And I think guys have a different motive when they're talking with women than women have the motive when they're talking to men.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Women want to show us 360 degrees of what's going on. We want to show women the results of getting it done.
I noticed that. I am one of those people that I will go around that subject until I think you've gotten all the aspects of what I am saying.
Mm-hmm.
But I tend to repeat myself. I get that. And that's, I get what the hell is going on in the chat. I get that. What is that? Jesus, what is going on? Yeah. So yeah, it's recognizing that I have red flags.
Mm-hmm.
Of course I have red flags. The whole point is to address them, navigate around them, and see. And if you have them, make sure that you're able to not pull another person. If you're already in a marriage, learn to address your red flags on your own, because they're your red flags and they have to be resolved. They have to be resolved in order for you to be a whole partner in this relationship. Because a lot of people like toxicity. They like drama. They are insecure. They want to fight. They want to, do certain things that are destructive. And they haven't recognized the toxicity inside of themselves.
Well, so let me give you something. So when I grew up around those 7 Black women,
mm-hmm.
it was a lot of things I had to unlearn.
Mm-hmm.
And for example, I would get around men, they'd be like, hey, we're not doing that. Or, hey, let's do this instead of doing that. They would teach me, I call it swaps.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we try to do this instead of doing that.
Right.
Show me how to be a little bit more stoic than a little bit more, I'm gonna fix everything. Because once you start fixing everything, you get in the way of other people's growth.
Right.
So I get exactly what you're saying.
Right. Letter number 4. Husband and I literally fought over his phone. Even that statement right there alone is not a good statement. I still never saw it. I never saw it. He has an issue with texting, flirting with women he works with. There's a gym at work, and that is quite literally how we met, he and I. I'm 85% positive he had either an emotional or sexual relationship with the former head of the center about 5 years after we were married. One of our biggest arguments is deleting messages. He says that he deletes them because he knows I will be mad. Yeah, that doesn't help. He's been anxious and drinking more and napping a lot on the weekends. I feel like I'm pulling all the weight for the family. He literally disappears. He won't respond to my texts or calls. I don't even know what's right anymore. If he isn't cheating, which he swears he is not, should I be annoyed about the cagey phone stuff and the deletions? I'm so furious because I am a strong-willed person and I feel like he is trying to beat me down. I hate that I'm not talking to you. Reply every damn time. I don't want a divorce. On good days, he likes to show me how much money we have. I don't think he has ever considered my feelings. It sucks. Oh, last caveat. This morning he said I'm crazy over and over again. He said I'm crazy. I argued that that's a fact, that he has an issue with deleting messages, not a feeling. He stopped responding to me. I'm at a hotel now. What do I do? What the hell is...
Well, talk to me, HQ. Talk to me. Talk to me, baby girl.
What would I do?
Just tell me what your thoughts are. Don't tell me what you're going to do. Just tell me your thoughts right now.
My thoughts is I would give it one more shot to talk to this person, to get to the real feeling of what's going on. And if he wouldn't be honest with me, then I would tell him don't threaten something if you're not going to follow through with it.
Ultimatums, correct.
Don't give ultimatums if you're not going to follow through. If you say you don't talk to me, I'm leaving, and then they don't talk to you, and then all of a sudden they want to come back and talk to you, and you take them back, that shows them that your ultimatums mean nothing. So it depends on how far along the rabbit hole he has drug me. If he's drugged me down the rabbit hole for real, like you had an affair 5 years ago, for real, you lied about that, you're out seeing another woman, now you're starting to drink, now you're starting to hang out, I would give him, depending on how far I'm out down the hole, I wouldn't give him an ultimatum. See, I'm not one of those ultimatum people. I'm one of those people that you come home and all my shit is gone.
I love you.
My shit is gone.
Is the house clean, or did you take the trash can? The house clean?
Yeah, the house clean. All my shit is gone.
Okay.
Where the hell she go? What happened? Because I don't have a conversation for you anymore. I'm not giving any ultimate. When we get married, if somebody marries, just for example, if somebody marries HQ today, if you marry me today, and we've been dating, we dated a year, and then you know me, and we get married, you're gonna know every response that I'm going to make before I do it. If you come home and you tell me you did X, Y, and Z, you know how I'm going to respond.
Mm-hmm.
If you are literally doing everything in the letter that he's doing, I would have made an exit plan already. My exit plan would have been executed already.
You right? Do realize she's lying, though. You realize that, right?
No, but I'm addressing her I'm addressing her words. I haven't gotten into whether she's lying or not. So why do you think she's lying?
And I think lying is probably the wrong word. I want to say she's embellishing. Okay. So when you read something and then you go, what? And then you have to read it again, that's them embellishing. So when she says something happened 5 years ago, mm-hmm. and we still fighting over that, that tells me a lot more is going on.
She said, I'm 85% positive he had either an emotional or sexual relationship with the former head of the center, the gym center, about 5 years after we were married. One of the biggest arguments is deleting messages. He says that he deletes them because he knows I will be mad. Right. So at that particular point, some people in the chat say this marriage is already, yes. There's too many. See, it comes to a point where too many things are happening, and it's called confusion. It's called confusion, right? You're already confused as to what this person is going to do next. See, I don't like laying in a bed and then waiting for you to come in, but I'm dreading that you come in. I'm dreading that you come in and say X, Y, and Z. I'm dreading that you come in and turn on all the lights. You drunk, you leaning over the bed, or you're talking to me, or you're trying to sneak in. You jump in the shower. I'm not gonna sit there and be dreading that kind of thing.
But what are you really saying? Here's what you're really saying. This is what I think you're saying. I'm gonna say it differently. There's no boundaries or guidelines in the relationship. Right. I used to work a late night shift, so I would come home late night, right? My clothes would smell like smoke, asbestos, whatever. Mm-hmm. And I would take my clothes off, get in the bed. And just in passing, something was said. I made sure I stayed on the patio, took my clothes off, went and took a shower in another part of the house, and then dried off real good, then got in the bed. It's fixing those little nonverbal things to make the other person's life better. But also, I've had that conversation of like, why are all these girls calling you? Why are these people calling? And I was like, what? Oh, you mean the students that I'm coaching at the college?
Mm-hmm.
AKA for her need for validation was being threatened. You remember when we talked about the lady earlier?
Yeah.
So I could have
Mm-hmm.
told her she was being silly. And I said, no, 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 no. I said, this is who they are. And then I showed her the book, showed her the name of all the students.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would, sit her in my lap and say, hey, you're really important to me. I don't ever want you, if you ever have a problem or question, come to me. AKA, you can't tell somebody you crazy
Right.
when they investigating you. You can't tell them you're crazy. You have to me, I've learned it's better when I say, HQ, you know what? I did do that, and that was probably inappropriate. Moving forward, here's what I'm going to do.
Mm.
Because
Okay.
the more you tell a crazy person they crazy, they going to get crazier.
Right. Because they're gonna feel like you're invalidating what they're doing, so
No,
they're
they
gonna,
feel like, okay, you want crazy? I'm going to show you crazy.
or you gotta come and show me more. Yeah, I get that. I get that. I get that. Here's the thing: you should never invalidate a person. You should never invalidate a person by telling them that they're crazy or acting crazy, because you're going to get a worse result, because now I'm not valid. Now what I feel is not valid.
Right.
Now you're dismissing me. You're dismissing what I'm saying. And nobody wants to be dismissed, specifically in a marriage when you're supposed to be listening to what I say and taking what I say at face value. And
Right.
the
And I'm going to
craziest
say,
part,
as a man, he was flippant. So he just said, HQ, you being crazy. Come on. Stop that. You being crazy. That's how he said it, but that's not
Mhm,
how she heard it. And
mhm,
that's why on jobs, they start
mhm.
changing how you can talk to people.
Okay.
So we take that care at the office because he understands guidelines and boundaries. Now, you want to know how I know that? Because he's able to show her money, right? How did
Mhm,
he get the money? That requires discipline and it requires risk management. You don't get
mm,
that without that. So he understands it on some level. And she also has a bit of a, I don't know what it's called, but I don't want somebody to take him because that's how I got him.
okay. Okay. Mm.
She said, I don't want, he was doing this stuff at the gym, but that's how I
Mm.
met him.
Yeah, she did say that, didn't she?
Yes.
Mm. So that gym has all kinds of females coming in and out, in and out. He's napping. He has been anxious and drinking more, napping a lot on the weekends. I feel like I'm pulling all the weight for the family. He literally disappears. He won't respond to my texts. No, we gonna put this all squarely on him. This is all squarely issues that he has going on. She needs to be able to separate that. It has nothing to do with you. This is him. Because really, most human beings want to be good human beings. Most want to be good human beings.
Even Black
Most,
America?
yeah, he want to, but that don't mean he is. Most human beings want to be good people.
Damn.
A man, when he's out all night, drinking, napping, not wanting to be bothered with the family, disappearing, not answering your texts. This is all something that's going on with him. I'm not saying anything at all. I'm not saying it's something mental is going on. I'm saying he's trying to check out. He's trying to tell you something. He's doing something. And maybe he's not saying anything. Maybe he's just out having fun. But I'm
Do,
saying to
do you know
her,
what's not in the letter? Do you notice something that's not in the letter?
but
She don't say that they don't have what anything they want. They don't She didn't say he's not providing. They didn't say he's not handling business. He is, but what happens is there's a certain part of the script that guys don't understand.
Mm.
Hey, HQ,
Mm-hmm.
you hungry? And then we walk out to the park, and then I got a picnic basket out there for us.
Mm-hmm.
Now you feel good. Now you feel special.
Right.
And it
Right.
don't matter if we eating devil egg sandwiches and we got candlelight and we sitting up there telling jokes about, remember that one time? That's putting the element and the connectivity back into it.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't say, like, these girls never say, hey, by the way, I gained 80 pounds.
Mm.
They never say that. He met her at the gym. Did she stay fit? That's one of the things. But I guarantee you he's taking care of a lot of his masculine duties. He's going
Mm.
into like a forced depression, which is that drinking and I'm gonna just lay down, because he doesn't know another part of the script. You have to, other men give other men the script. Hey man,
Mm.
instead of sitting in the house doing Netflix and chill, why don't you guys do this? Like, I remember a
Right.
guy coming to my house and saying, hey, a couple of us are going to the movies. You're going to get you're going to wear this, this, and this, and you're going to come with us. And I was like,
Right.
yeah, I don't want to go to that. And he was like, no, you're going to come with us. I bought your ticket already, etc. So pretty much they wouldn't take no for an answer, but they were
Okay.
giving me what I needed, which is socialization.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to be socialized. He's doing that socializing that ain't really socializing.
Mm. But this is not. But what my take on this is it has nothing to do with her. He's doing what he wants to do, how he wants to do it,
No,
and
I'm
she's
agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you. What I'm saying is he doesn't
right.
have the tools.
Right.
I think Aaron brought up
Unfortunately,
a good. Go ahead. Sorry, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I mean, it's a good. I mean, that might be the case. That might be the case. But do you think after all of this that she should wait till he gets the tools, or is it too late for him to gather the tools? Because apparently he didn't know he needed those things, and he's in the middle of a marriage with me. You're in the middle of a marriage with me, and you trying to gather tools in order to. I don't know what you're gathering. I don't know what you're doing. But is it too late for me to sit here and wait for you to figure out what the hell is going on in
So
this marriage?
when you get aggressive, just play along with me. When you get aggressive and you like, no, we're gonna do this, and you just keep talking,
Mm-hmm.
that's the pot boiling over. That
Mm-hmm.
pot's been boiling a long time.
Mm.
What he has to be able to do is say, hey, I'm gonna make a plan. And then he has to be able to get the right people. AKA, if you get with Black America, you get with me, and we make you a plan,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna check up on you and we're gonna make you accountable. And we're going to say, hey, that ain't what we said do. And hold your feet to the fire. And then you'll realize after okay, you go get a psychologist or psychiatrist, you're gonna be
Mm-hmm.
talking about 2 years before you get better.
Right.
You get with myself or Black America, you're gonna see changes right away, because we already been through this like 900 times with other people.
Right.
Here's what you need to do. Here's what you need. Here, I'm gonna write a text message for you. Make it your own. These are the type of things, like just check-ins.
Mm-hmm.
Like, a lot of people don't know, as couples, they need check-ins. Ready? You
Right.
you, you and I are gonna do a check-in right now. I'm gonna model a check-in for you. Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna call. You want to call or a text?
A call.
Okay. Brrring, brrring.
Hey, hon, how you doing?
Oh shit. Who is this? Is this my sexy little mama?
I don't
Girl,
know.
I
Your
can
wife might get jealous.
I can
But
hear your smile over the phone. You know what? I just want to say this.
mm,
You might not remember, about a couple years ago, we was at the street fair, and then I noticed you touched my butt real lightly.
mm.
That was a major turn on. Hey, I gotta go. Bye bye.
And then I'd be like, "Where you going? What's going on?" I would be like, "Where you up?" We could have kept talking. Yeah, I get it.
It's just a little. It's just a little bit. It's just a little bit. And some people will say, I don't have that, but that just made you smile.
Right.
And a
Right.
lot of times, as guys, we don't know. We just dropped a boulder on our girl's foot
Right.
with our nonsense. We didn't know that.
Mm,
She gonna tell us 2 days from now, but
right.
we not gonna know that. And that's why I say just being able to do little check-ins like that,
Hmm.
they're priceless.
Wow.
Being
Wow.
able to go and plan a little picnic in the backyard or something, that's
Hmm.
priceless.
Yes. Yes. It's the fact of trying. It's a fact of trying that people forget that marriage is an ever evolving thing. Okay. Not everybody can be good. This is another thing. Not everybody can be good at marriage. Not everybody is. You can try, you can try, you can try, but it's always an internal thing that puts you at odds with your marriage. But you got to recognize that before you get married. Recognize that you're not ready for it, and maybe you may never be ready for it. But the whole point is to recognize that you are. But if you're in the middle of it, you have to put an effort towards making that marriage solid. You have to put an effort towards it. And that means that communication piece, extending that sexy piece, the calling piece, the checking in piece, all of those things are valid. All of those things need to be in a marriage in order for that marriage to function or be worth being in. Because nobody wants to be in a marriage in which you have no fun, no spark, no nothing to look forward to. Damn, I don't even look forward to going home. All I know is I got garbage going on. Just imagine you get home and the kids are fed, kids in the bed, everything is straight. You got a bath. Go in there, take a bath, go in there, take a shower, do your thing, and you come out, and then on the back porch, you got a nice candlelit dinner and everything is cooked. And that's all you got to do is sit down and eat. That's all you got to do is sit down and eat. Glass of wine or whatever. A romantic night, and you're not expecting it. You got to do all these kind of things in order to put this marriage on a good track. Mm,
And
game is
I
on.
think those are good. And I think one thing I've learned as a guy in relationships,
Mm-hmm.
nobody wants to hear everything you got to say.
Right.
That's why you need a wolf pack. I have a buddy they call HR. I call him HR. So I always run ideas by them because they always give me the policy and procedure or something, right? But
Mm-hmm.
that's really good because after I get through talking to them, I make a whole lot more sense. Your partner don't
Right.
want to hear that. You don't want to hear about my nerdiness, my goofiness. Now they'll go
Mm-hmm.
to a couple of events with me. They'll do things with me, but I need other people, other parts of the clan to make that work.
Mm. Okay. Okay. See, this
I
is
like going one wheeling. As Aaron say, white people shit. I like going one wheeling. Just it's a skateboard on one wheel, right?
right, right, right.
Hey,
Yeah.
I got three. Let's you and your sister go out. You guys go out. It's gonna be a whole lot. No, no, that don't look safe. Blah blah blah. Versus me say, hey, we gonna go do this. Will you
Mm-hmm.
guys meet us in 2 hours at this little ice cream shop?
Yeah, I mean, I like to go sledding, and I like to go skiing. I like to do those kind of things. Just all kinds of things. Just impulsive thing. See, just let's drive. Let's drive. Let's drive for 100 miles and then pull over and go to the most expensive restaurant, and then act like we tourists from a different time. Just do weird shit like that, just to make
I love it. I love it. I love
this
it.
just make this relationship go. Me and Fee used to do it all the time. Fee, let's ride. Let's take a ride today. It's Sunday. Let's wake up around 5 o'clock in the morning. Let's take a ride like 100 miles out from where we live, and we just pull over and have breakfast somewhere we don't even know. Just some nice, expensive place. Just me and you get away, and we used to do it all the time, right? Because we wanted to keep that spark. We wanted to keep a sense of our individual self. And a lot of people get children, have babies, and then they forget that they once were a romantic couple, that they once were sexual beings or desirable beings before they got married. Okay. And a lot of people forget that. Oh man, I'm bogged down by work and food and kids and blah, blah, blah. No, take the time to be romantic. Treat your partner as a romantic person, as a sexual being, as a loved being, as a validated being. People have to do all of these things when they get married. If you're one of those people who get married, it is what it is. But with this particular man, you guys got a bunch of conversations to have, because right now it's not working. This is our last letter.
HQ, I love you.
Well,
I love you. I love you, HQ.
thank you. I love you too.
I gotta go. Okay, and thank you
Okay,
for having me on the
okay,
show.
go ahead. We got this last letter. I'm good.
I'm gonna listen on the show though. All right, bye bye.
Okay. Divorce or work through it. My husband and I are really going through it right now. He accused me of cheating, even though I never did, and then ended up actually cheating himself after moving out and saying he needed time apart from me. He took another girl on a 7-day trip, 13 hours away from home. When I found out, I was not angry, not just because of the betrayal, but because during that time, he hadn't even seen or been with our kid. Are you crazy? Or giving me any money to support them. But he was out spending money on the girl. When I found out, I found an attorney and filed for a divorce. Things got messy when he got back from his trip and pretty much harassed me every day. Sent me text messages, hateful text messages. Would show up, take the kids from me and his belongings that were actually mine or that he didn't even need. He broke in one day and destroyed the inside of my home. Oh, hell no. We don't even need to read this letter anymore. You don't even need to read this letter anymore. This marriage is over. This relationship is over. Why would you even have a conversation about this? He put you through X, Y, and Z. The fact that he did all of this gives you plenty of evidence that he don't want this marriage to work. He took a woman on a 7-day vacation. Another woman. Yeah, he crazy. And there's potential chance for violence. Let me finish reading the chat. Okay. He said he broke in one day and destroyed the inside of my home. I ended up having to file a restraining order against him to protect myself. 2 weeks later, he gets arrested because he wouldn't leave me alone. We had a court date set but got canceled. At this point, I had not seen him or talked to him for a month. When he finally did talk, he told me he did not want a divorce, still loved me and wanted our family back. Are you crazy? Is he crazy? He has done a lot of bad and unjustifiable things. You, as the woman, you drank too much, you did whatever you got to do, and he accused you of cheating, and you never cheated. He chose to call you a liar and not believe you. This was his excuse to get out of being married to you. It's possible he was already cheating on you. There's really nothing to talk about, because how quickly he jumped out there and went on a 7-day vacation with another woman should have told you he was waiting to make an excuse to get out of the relationship. He was already, from what you're saying, he was already doing negative things before the incident with the female and before he broke into your house. What is there to talk about? Him thinking that you cheating doesn't justify a week-long affair with nobody. He neglected his children financially because you just said that he wasn't giving you any money. Then he became abusive by break. See, I don't know about nobody else, but I can't live in no house after somebody broke into it. Specific, after somebody broke into it. It would be an issue sleeping in that house. And then finally, the worst of it is, after he's done all the things that he has done, he probably wants to put the blame on you. Blame you for all of his actions without taking accountability. Oh, hell no. You're married to a child. You're married to a child. And the sooner or later, and I get it. I hate people who get it. I hate when you got to get a divorce. I hate it. But I also don't recommend a woman staying because when a man does things like this or a woman does things like this, I would never recommend that you stay. Don't ever stay. Don't excuse their behavior. Victims often blame themselves. I could have did this better. I could have had sex better. I could have did. No. There's no excuse for a person to treat you like that. See, it's not just the cheating. It's the threatening, the unsafeness, not giving you money, not paying attention to the kids. It's all of these things all at once. A person who could do all of these things. No, we don't need to have second side. We don't need to have two sides. This is her side. Even if he had a side, her side is enough to say she doesn't need to be married to him. If he did all of these things, broke in her house, went on a 7-day vacation with another woman, neglected her and the kids, there's about 5 or 6 things that he did in that story. 5 or 6 things that he did. He only had to do one for me to walk out the door. He only had to do one. Don't let it get to the point where they're doing 5, 6, 7 things in a relationship. It's all it takes is one. It only takes one. As I stated to you, I can't live in a house when I know somebody broke into it. Even if I know who you are and you broke into it maliciously, I can't be with you. I can't be with you if you've done that. Okay? He went on a 7-day vacation with another woman. I can't be with you after that. He was gone all that time and he didn't give her money for the kids. I can't be with you because of that. And even before that, she said she had filed divorce. Even before all this goofy shit. Even before all this goofy shit, she had filed divorce. So that tells me you knew there was things that were going on with this person before. You knew these things were going on. Okay? So why did you do this? And my thing is, find out. You didn't know. You see, I'm one of those people that I believe you know what type of person that you're married to. You know what they're going to do. You pretty much got an idea of what they're going to do. Okay? Unless there's some change, some weird life dynamic that happened. 9 times out of 10, you know what's going to happen. What this person's emotional responses are going to be. And you have to correct that information, take all that information in real time and make decisions real time. And accountability, your accountability for yourself. You have to realize that you have red flags. You have red flags. That's one of the main reasons why I don't recommend people getting married before 25. Because you're not really ready to face all of the red flags that you may have, and you may not even know those red flags. You have to get into different situations in order to understand what your trigger points are, what other people's trigger points might be, and how you handle those. Okay? Most people under the age of 25 are just walking around doing whatever they want to do. I'm saying learn yourself. Figure out yourself before you get married to somebody else. Don't expect a person to validate you. Don't expect a person to complete you. You're a complete and utterly whole human being before you get married. Marriage is important, right? Marriage is important. So you should recognize that marriage is important and act accordingly. Who are the people that should get married? The people that should get married Plainly and honestly, the people that should get married are people who understand themselves first. Okay? You should get married when you truly know who you are, your values, your goals, your habits, flaws, red flags, all of that. And there's a part of the known, unknown. There's things that you don't know, but most people by a certain age understand themselves. People who marry before they understand themselves often get into marriage. They feel trapped and they resent the fact that they got to do things for another person, or they got to do things in order for the relationship to be sustained. And they become resentful because they grow into, they figure out that they're different than what they were, and they realize that they grow in the relationship, and then they realize that the relationship doesn't fit who they are. Before you know yourself, the relationship might be something completely and totally different from what you really want to do. Marriage is best when both people come into it as whole human beings, not looking for somebody to complete them, but to complement who and what they are. And you don't really understand yourself until you've lived a little, you've had experience, you've done things, said things, X, Y, and Z. Okay? You never know if you're ready or not, but you never know if you're ready or not. Okay? But I do know the more experience you have in life, the more situations that you go through, the more situations that you encounter, the more maybe tragedies or maybe trials that you face, the better off you are with being able to manage relationships. I do know the most important thing that you need to have when you get married is conflict resolution. People say communication. I say conflict resolution skills. That's the most important thing that you have. Because if you don't know how to handle conflict within yourself and within a relationship, no relationship is ever going to last. Okay? No relationship is ever going to last if you don't know how to have conflict resolution. No, HQ, no. Well, I mean, that's your thought. My thought is conflict resolution is the most important thing to make a marriage work. But that's just my thought. You can have different thoughts. That's my thought. Okay. Another thing that you have to have is you have to share core values with another human being. You have to share those core values. Love is great, but love ain't enough. Love ain't gonna erase if a person doesn't feel the need to be faithful. It can't erase deep differences in values. It will not. People who share similar faith, way they spend money, family, loyalty, lifestyle, tend to have stronger relationships, tend to have stronger marriages. You don't have to agree on everything. That's not the point. But you should agree on the big things, and you should be able to navigate the things that you don't agree on by having solid conflict resolution skills. You need how you treat other people, how you handle conflict, how you build a life together, how you spend money, how you practice faith, how you treat people who don't mean anything to you. Shared values give marriage a direction. Without them, love is just something that you're doing. It's just something that you're doing. Okay? You have to have emotionally mature human beings, whole human beings. That's one of the first requirements as a human being that you need to have. Marriage requires this emotional intelligence, the ability to communicate, the ability to listen, the ability to handle fights, disagreements without tearing each other down. agree to fight constructively. People who can take accountability for their actions, apologize when they're wrong, and manage your ego, managing your ego, managing your pride is a solid person that marriage may be a fit for you. If somebody can't talk through their problems, have conflict resolution without blaming another person, take accountability. It's not always the man's fault. It's not always the female's fault. Sometimes it's your fault. Taking accountability for the things that you do and say without blaming anybody else. Knowing how to navigate conflict. If you don't know how to do any of those things, you don't know how to take blame, accountability, keep the blame on you, check your ego, this will only magnify the fucked up issues in your marriage or your relationship. It will just magnify and make it worse. You also have to find a person that wants to be a partner, that wants to do the things that are necessary to make a marriage work. Marriage is not about controlling another person. When you get into a marriage and you think you control you think you can control people's behavior, you're wrong. You're wrong. If you think you can get into a relationship, see, that's the whole thing. A lot of people get married and they believe, oh, we got married, so you're going to stop doing the things you're doing. You're going to stop dressing like that. You're going to stop going out with the boys. You're going to stop doing X, Y, and Z. No. It's not how that works. It's not how that works. If the person doesn't know before you marry them, then they don't know after you marry them. And it's not your job to remind them how to act in a marriage. They should know before they get married. Marriage is about collaboration. Marriage is about connecting and going in the same direction. It's about looking in a direction and both of y'all going that way. Not necessarily together, but you're on the same path. It should be seen as a team effort, not a hierarchy. You don't come above me, I don't come above you. Because then that presents a resentment. That presents a he's better than me or she's better than me dynamic. And those kind of marriages never work. Being married doesn't mean you lose your independence. It means you're using your independence to make the marriage stronger. You're choosing a lot of the things that you do. Healthy marriages thrive on respect and equality, not the dominance or the submission. That never works. It never works. Okay? It never works. People who see marriage as a commitment and not the end all and be all. Marriage should be a continuation of a healthy relationship that you have already put together before you get married. It's not a fix for the problems. Us getting married is not supposed to be a fix. We are supposed to be in congruency. We're supposed to be compadre. We're supposed to be together. We should be rolling together before we get married. People who think I'll get married and they'll stop cheating, dressing like that, fighting, your loneliness will go away. Your tendency to be toxic will go away. You're going to end up disappointed in a relationship, in a marriage. The best reason to marry is because both people are already living in a space in their head of love, peace, purpose together. And they just want to formalize that bond. They just want to make that bond work. Okay. What the hell are you talking about, Black America? We can't believe you. Wait a minute. Don't. We can't believe you. We can't believe you. Because we can't take you at your face value. You need to stick with talking to men, not marriage. Because you said you don't have a good one. Or you have a weird one. Okay. So I'm saying don't get married unless you're ready to get married. Don't get married unless you're mature enough to get married. Don't get married if you have red flags in your own personality, your own self. Because you're just going to take those into the marriage. You're just going to take those same problems. You keep saying this is bad information. What are you talking about? So I'm saying don't get married unless you're ready for it. Don't get married unless you're mature and you've had enough life experience in order to decipher when this person is good or bad or whatnot. Nobody wants to get married and then they're divorced within 2 years. Nobody wants to do that. Okay. Nobody wants to stay married to somebody that cheats. Nobody wants to stay married to somebody who doesn't know how to change their behavior before we get married. Your behavior should be changed before you get married. It shouldn't be after you get married. You should be changed. Your behavior should be done before you get married. You shouldn't have to tell me how to be married after I get married. You, as the husband or the wife, shouldn't have to tell me how to be married. Most people are going to resent that. Don't tell me how to act. I know how to act. I'm a grown person. That's the first thing they're going to say. We want to be married to a whole human being who understands the dynamics of being married, who understands the sacrifices and all the things that that you want to have in a marriage. You want a person who understands all those dynamics before you get married. This right here, this last letter, this divorce or work through it letter, there is no working through it. Okay. 3, 4, 5 different things that is happening. He's cheating. He's out. He's on a trip with another woman. He's neglecting the kid. No, you don't need to tell me all of that. Okay. You don't need to tell me all of that. Okay. Yes. You have to properly vet. You have to vet people. There's so much vetting you can do, but you have to vet people before you get married. Do we believe in the same thing? Do you believe that you can't go out at night with the boys every night when we get married? Do you believe that X, Y, and Z before we get married, that's not something that you do when we get married? You have to vet these people. Okay. Do you believe in working? A man has to work. A man has to work. If a man don't work, he's going to steal. Do you believe in supporting a family? Do you believe in working no matter what? You got to go to work. You got to make money. You got to do X, Y, and Z. Okay. Do you believe in that? Or you haven't asked the person that. You don't know. I don't know. There's a whole lot of things that people need to vet for before they get married. And the way you vet is, I know me, I would never marry an 18-year-old girl if I was a man. I would never marry an 18-year-old girl. I'd never get her stuck at 18 unless I'm 18, unless we're both 18 and we learning everything together. Maybe that might be a good fit. But if you're 18 and she's 18 and you're 30, no, those never work. Those hardly ever work because she's going to resent the fact that she hasn't lived her life, but you have. And start acting out accordingly. I don't know. I don't know. People these days don't want to get married no way. So, maybe it's the wrong thing. Maybe it's the wrong thing to say. Maybe it's the wrong thing to do. I don't know. All I know is marriage can be a beautiful thing if you have two responsible adults that get married. Two responsible human beings that get married and want to stay married. And then they have it in their mind that they're going to do whatever it takes to stay married. And a lot of people think marriage as temporary. If you think of marriage as long-term, without doing all the bullshit, like bullshit in this letter, fighting, carrying on, breaking in the house, cheating. No, death do us part does not mean me staying because of all this garbage. I'm not staying because of all this garbage. I'm staying if you're a good person, you want to be faithful, you don't put your hands on me, you're not doing no cheating. I'm staying, I'm sticking if you're doing the right things. If you're doing all the things I need to do. Okay. If you're doing all the things I need you to do, and I'm doing all the things I'm supposed to do, you're supposed to stick just like I stick. That's the way I look at it. And that's not that difficult if you have mature people. But if you don't have mature people, you might not get these results. Even if you have mature people, you might not get the results, but you have a better shot at it. If you had two mature human beings who understands what it takes to get married before they get married, before you get married. What does it take to get married? What do you expect me to do when we get married? How do you expect me to act? Do you expect me to work? Or are we going to always work? Are we going to always work as a team? Is everything as important? Am I just as important in this relationship as you? No, you make sacrifices. I make sacrifices. Your sacrifices are no better or worse than mine. We both make sacrifices in this relationship to make it work. Okay? Because it can't be you make all the sacrifice. I just make all the sacrifice. You should be grateful I'm married to you. Oh, hell no. Let a motherfucker tell me some shit like that. You better be grateful I'm married to you. Fuck you. No, that's not how that works. It's not how no marriage is ever going to work and you're ever going to have good results. The only way you're going to have a marriage that works like that is if you got a pick me wife. And no woman should be a pick me on this planet because she has rights and wants and desires and needs just like a man. Right? We have to be. See, here's the thing I don't like. I don't like when men say they're in the lead because that leaves the accountability off the woman. No, it's both of y'all got to have accountability for the relationship. She has to have accountability for its failure and its success, just like you as the man have to have accountability for the failure and the succession too. Both of y'all equal partners. You both have to be responsible for this relationship. And when I hear people say, well, I'm in charge and I'm doing it. Oh, no. We're both responsible for this relationship. It's both of our responsibility. It's both of us who have to put 100% into it. You don't get to make the sacrifices and then you look at me and say, I'm doing all the sacrificing. You ain't doing nothing. No. We both right there together. We both doing what we got to do to make this relationship work. Your contribution is no more or less than mine. We're both doing equal contributions because we're both responsible for this relationship to work. Okay. That might be a good thing, that might be a good thing. Okay. It just depends on the dynamic of the relationship. Even if you make more money, he makes more money. You're both are equal responsible for this relationship to work. You're both, because I'm not going to give you, oh man, you gave me all the responsibility of the relationship. I'm the one in charge of the relationship. So you gave me all the responsibility, blah, blah, blah. It's always the man's fault. No. Nope. You don't get all the responsibility. We get the responsibility together. We make it rise and fall together. You do your part, I do my part, but we are co-partners in this. We got to work together to make this work. Otherwise, it ain't going to work. I don't know. I just say the accountability has to be on both people. Not just you because you make a bigger sacrifice, or not just me because I make a bigger sacrifice, but both of us because we both make sacrifices together. But it is what it is. So this is our show for Letters to My Marriage. We always want to talk about marriage and what will make marriage work, what would be the best dynamic for marriages. Read letters, listen to how other people respond in relationships, how we would respond in relationships. I noticed we had a bunch of trolls in here talking about lefty, righty. This is, hey, I'll be back at politics tomorrow night. Today was a let's get married and talk about marriage day. Okay? This is what this was. So I appreciate y'all. Hopefully you guys hit the like button, the share button, the subscribe button, because this is what we do on Sunday. We ain't fighting on Sunday. We just being human beings on Sunday. I appreciate you all. Natural KRC, welcome to the family with a wrench. Because I didn't know whether you asked for it or you didn't. I thought I seen something about that. But I appreciate you, ma'am. I appreciate you. I do. Okay? And you all come back for Sunday. So I'm going to try to make Sunday our letter day. I'm going to try to make Sunday our letter day, where we actually talk about, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it's just going to be letters for marriage. It might just be a conversation that we have, oh, you used to. Oh, okay, I'm sorry. It might be a conversation that we have on a Sunday about a marriage that might be in the news, about a relationship that might be in the news. It could be any number of things. But for now, it's the letters to the marriage. Okay. I knew after 5 years I should have walked away, but I didn't because I was a coward. I'll never have that type of coward. Wow. That's rough. That is rough. It took, 17. 17 is better than never, no? Right? Yes. And I say, you gotta know and hit those red flags early. And the problem is that people don't like to fail. They don't like to say they failed at something. You know what I'm saying? Specifically marriage. And people want to be married. They're religious. They got kids. I get all of that. But sometimes relationships are so toxic that you can't stay. You shouldn't stay. Because you're going to act up in the relationship. You're not. This person has treated you so badly that you cannot stay unless you do things that compromise yourself. And I hate that for people when they stay married and they know they should not have been married that long. They should never have stayed, but they stayed anyway, right? I hate that for people. Hopefully you subscribed please and thank you. I would appreciate it. Send to you. Yeah, some of my letters that people send in my inbox. Zeus send a lot of stuff. There's people from TikTok that send a lot of stuff. Yeah, they send me these letters. Some of these letters I get from Reddit. Some of these letters I get from the internet. Some of these letters people send me. Zeus sends me a letter from, wherever he comes from. I get them all the time. Yeah. And I got an inbox full because I got to go through them. But I appreciate you all. Please subscribe, hit the like button, all of those things. If you like the content on Sunday would be our letter day. I appreciate you all. I got to go. I got to cook me something. And then I'm, heading out the door. I appreciate all of y'all. Thank you, Natural KRC, Black America. Thank you. I appreciate all of you guys.